Hi, everybody, and welcome to this epic episode of the Being Politely Rebellious in Pompey video podcast. We are joined today by none other than Hayden Taylor, the absolute champion and legend, man that is leaving a legacy, not just in Pompey, but across the country. How are you doing?
I'm good. That was some intro.
That was all right. I didn't even practice it, didn't write it down.
That was exciting.
Free flow.
I wish everybody announced me into a room that way.
Maybe we should request it.
The next time I want a trumpet, I want like a foot. That would be great.
Every time you re-enter Portsmouth territory.
That would be cool. That would be cool. The fact, thank you for having me. I'm super excited to dive in.
Cement your story and history.
That's the plan.
Yeah, good. So let's go back, because you know what? I've obviously known of you for years, and I remember meeting you regularly back in the early days of Unloc, when Shaping and you and Steph and we were all sort of working together. But I never did ask you at any point about your early life, or like even what school you went to. So tell me a bit about that. Where did you grow up? What school did you go to?
Yeah, so it's been a roller coaster since those days. It feels like an age ago.
Yeah.
So I always grew up in Portsmouth.
Yeah.
And I was quite a creative, entrepreneurial kid.
Yeah.
You know, for my 11th birthday, I asked for a greenhouse so I could grow fruit and veg. I have to clarify at that point. Yeah. The story starts to get a little bit dodgy. To grow fruit and veg, which I sold on subscription to my neighbours.
Wow.
So I was very creative, very entrepreneurial.
So I was selling fags as a kid and you were selling fruit and veg.
It was my nan's influence. But so I started doing that. I knew I had that kind of creative streak in me. But as I transitioned into secondary school, I really felt like there wasn't much of an opportunity or a platform for that way of thinking.
Like to home in on that and grow and develop your skills.
Yeah, I felt kind of pigeonholed.
What school did you go to?
I went to Aberlord Nelson, and there were some amazing teachers and some incredible people there. And I'm still deeply passionate about that school.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I did experience a lot of teachers and moments in that kind of those formative years where I did feel like I was... There was a lot of kind of putting me back in my box when I was desperately keen to be quite creative. Exactly.
Were you academic as well as creative?
I was academic, but when I didn't feel fulfilled in terms of being creative, or when I felt like I was being restrained and forced into what felt like a conveyor belt exam system, then that academic, performance wasn't quite so good. The two things have got to come together. I think for people to smash it academically, they have to be fulfilled in other elements of their life.
Yeah.
So I became more and more disgruntled. Didn't quite get the point of education as I was kind of going through those kind of motions. 13, 14.
What were your parents like at that point? Like, do you? I don't know anything about that. So, are you from a household like mum, dad? Were they supportive of your creativity?
Yeah, I don't think they understood it.
Yeah.
I was an absolute enigma to my parents.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so my mum worked in the school canteen. My dad was is a bricklayer.
Yeah.
So I had a pretty working class Pompey upbringing. Grew up in North End. Do you
know what?
Pretty standard, really.
Without interrupting you there, and apologies for that. I didn't imagine that at all.
Go on.
Like, just knowing Hayden Taylor, me as an outsider, and seeing the way you talk and the way you've risen up in the ranks, like from such a young age, I honestly thought you were going to sit here today and be like, I went to St John's College, I lived in Southsea. I didn't expect that to be your background at all.
And do you know what? That is that exact challenge, that expectation, or that assumption that people who smash it in whatever they do come from a community of privilege is something is fundamentally why Unloc exists. It's about giving young people from disadvantaged communities those platforms. Like me, I had an ability to be creative and entrepreneurial. What I really needed was the platform and the people that were going to help me make it happen.
Their arms around you, kind of thing.
Basically. Exactly.
So you left school and you went to Portsmouth College.
I did go to Portsmouth College, but in between that, the thing that changed the game for me
Yeah.
was getting involved in the Council of Portsmouth Students,
Okay.
which was this amazing program all about young people's leadership and young people shaping the future.
Was that run by the local authority?
It was at the time, yeah. And yeah, it was a game changer. Changed my life.
Really?
Big time.
And why would you say that is? Was it the people, the
people, the permission to fail?
Yeah.
To be honest, the permission to try.
Yeah.
Like the notion that you could change things, and we believe in you to change things for the better. That was the first time I felt properly listened to.
And tell us a bit about what that looked like then. So was that a collective of young people coming together? Was it an individual kind of mentoring thing?
It was a big group. So young people from every school, every college, pupil referral units. We had state schools, independent schools, basically young people from all walks of life coming together and saying, what do we want the future of Portsmouth to look like? Wow. And it still exists to this day.
Wow. But
it lost its funding when I was 15.
Yeah. And
that was heartbreaking for me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still quite embarrassed about this, but my head of year, when this happened, my head of year, an incredible guy called Mr. Ball, who I occasionally bump into in Pompey's cafes and coffee shops. I was not in a good place academically. I was like being a bit disruptive. He pulled me aside to our enterprise suite at the school. There was nothing enterprising about it.
It just had the name.
It had the name Enterprise Suite and had some comfy chairs and there were a few Mars bars on the side. But he pulled me aside and asked me what was going on, and I just remember bursting into tears. I think that's the first time in front of a teacher I've had like a full-on emotional meltdown. So that moment when that funding was pulled from under our feet has shaped my entire life.
Yeah, that's insane, isn't it? We've witnessed that happen with our Voice project, which is similar. You know, it's about bringing young people together and getting them to work on projects that they believe in. And there was a moment where funding was pulled for the organisation that was supporting us, and the atmosphere in the boardroom with the young people the day after they got that information. It was just because you don't only feel sad for yourself, right? You feel sad for everyone else your age as well that could have
had that opportunity.
Yeah.
And as a social entrepreneur, you'll know this, that you get emotionally attached to the delivery, to the programs, to the young people, to the opportunities. As much as you try and create a bit of distance for your own sanity, it's hard to, isn't it? It's near impossible. I've walked out of a meeting with a funder which has gone exactly the opposite to how I've wanted it to happen. I've gone to the toilet and just bawled my eyes out and cried because you care about it. You know the impact it can have, and nobody can quite understand what it feels like to see that impact than the people in it.
Yeah, who are on not just the front line of, working with the young people, but knee deep in the strategic operational side of it, where you're trying to do your best to keep everything afloat so as you can keep doing what you love, but for the people that you know really need it.
100%.
So is that moment at 15 when that funding was pulled, is that what ignited you to be like, at some point, whether it's now or in a month or in a year, I'm going to do something?
100%. That was what lit the fire in my belly.
Wow.
Like, I was so aware from the stuff I'd done through that project that in Pompey, there are young people who are living in communities where their life expectancy is 7 years below the benchmark. And the income earning potential is potentially a third less than the national benchmark.
That's crazy.
And I was aware of that. And as a 15, 16-year-old growing up in my hometown, I was like, how on earth have we created a system where people are statistically likely to die sooner and earn less and have a less fulfilled life because of the postcode they grew up in?
That's crazy.
And yet at the same time, that year, we lost over 70% of our youth service, the open access stuff that sits outside of housing estates. So I was like, how can you marry those two things together?
Yeah, it's illogical, isn't it?
It's mind-blowing.
You're then perpetuating the problem and you're not doing anything to help it. And actually, I think, over the last 10, 15 years, we've obviously seen that decline more and more and more. And it is the charity and social enterprise sector that's, you know, trying their best to keep their heads above water, to float these things around.
Yeah, and we've done a bloody brilliant job, but we have had a decade of underinvestment in young people. It has been rough. We have not had the support that we deserved.
What keeps you going? Like what? Because you've built something from the ground up, right? So, and we'll go back to the beginning. But what is it that drives you and keeps you going? Because you literally, you must be like 24/7. Your brain probably never really or very rarely switches off.
Yeah, only at Christmas.
Yeah.
Like Christmas is the downtime.
Yeah.
What keeps me going? I think two things. One is seeing young people flourish.
Yeah.
Now we've been around for 10 years.
Yeah.
We've got young people who are in our primary school programs, graduating after college and setting up their own community projects or their own businesses and absolutely smashing it.
So cool.
Or seeing the stories of the young people that have gone from being almost like a complete recluse to being the most confident, wonderful, flourishing young person.
It hits different, doesn't it?
It does. It does. You know, there's been so many of those stories. There's one young lady called Katie who joined, and she won't mind me saying this because she shared it openly. But she when she joined us, she was almost a selective mute. And by the time she finished our program, she was on a podium at the House of Commons.
Wow.
You know, like that shift in her self-belief and her sense of ownership over her future.
Yeah.
That's what keeps me going.
It's proper magical.
And when I hear those stories, it gets me. It gets me. We hosted a dinner with some of our funders a few months back, and a few of our young people kind of shared their journey, and everyone was kind of engaged and captivated by what they were saying because it was so powerful. And I was just in a pool of tears. There's a bit of a theme here. There's a bit of a theme.
I'm just waiting for the tears to start flowing today.
Who knows? But those moments hit me, and it reminds me why we do what we do, and why we get out of bed in the morning and graft and
it also reminds you and everyone around you that you're human.
Yeah,
and you know you're still so humble and down to earth and at the root of everything, you know, is that fundamental belief in, you know, where it all came from and where it stems from.
Yeah.
So you went from school, you done this course, which obviously lost its funding, but then you went on to Portsmouth College. What were you initially studying at Portsmouth College?
So I developed a love of politics at this point, because of the stuff that I'd done.
At what point did you meet Ben, actually? Was that at school or?
That was through the Council of Portsmouth Students.
Was it? Okay, perfect.
And we actually hated each other.
Did you?
Yeah, we did not get on.
Oh, those often end up being the best friendships though, right?
They are. We're chalk and cheese.
Yeah.
We're like literally opposite people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for nearly 2 years, we just kind of butted heads and didn't get on with each other at all.
Brilliant.
So yeah, that's how I met him, age 14.
Yeah.
And then, the rest is history.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're still working together now, right? It's
12 years on
the duo.
since we started it. Yeah, it was.
And so, what were you studying at Portsmouth? Was it business or?
So I studied politics, economics, and law. I loved politics so much.
Do you think that that's helped shape your organisation and your understanding of the layout of the land? Because that's a really that was something that was pivotal for me when I first started Next Gen.
Yeah.
And a real steep learning curve, and it was a painful learning curve.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
Yes, you have to know the basics of how systems and processes and decision making works. If we want to help young people to drive change, we've got to help them understand that landscape, and therefore we ourselves first have to be educated and aware of what that means. The reality is it's a quagmire, and making change happen is bloody hard. Trying to drive any political change, any systems change, you know, even tiny issues that you think are easy to solve, often
become really complex.
Yeah, they can become really complex really quickly. So yeah, it's definitely been helpful in terms of me understanding what it takes to move the needle on something.
Because I think that sometimes what I was shocked with, I suppose, with politics, and I'm sure that you'll understand this, is that when you're a doer and you just want to do and you just want to go, and it's understanding that the political landscape and policy making and funding in that world takes so long.
It does.
It's a real,
it's a slog.
Yeah, super slog.
Everything takes forever, but that's the reality of the system we work in. And
there's nothing you can do to change that.
And the reality is that a lot of our democratic processes and systems haven't evolved much and are a little bit broken. And we've inherited ways of working that aren't particularly forward thinking, that are resistant to change. They're so deeply embedded. So it is tough.
Get them to see the need sometimes. So you started college, and really not long after, because I remember coming to your office when it was like a little side room at Portsmouth College.
Yeah, it was a cupboard.
And then you took on like a bigger space at Portsmouth College.
I had an amazing principal. Steve Frampton was the principal of Portsmouth College, and he could see what we were trying to do, just got it. An absolute legend of a man. I convinced him to give us a cupboard. It was a storage cupboard that had prospectuses in it. It was a literal cupboard. And we spent like 2 days cleaning it up, hoovering, scrubbing floors. To be honest, that's been the case in most of our offices.
You're saying, we know that feeling.
But we got it to make it a small working office, and that's when it kind of really started to come alive.
And so at that point, you were juggling college work as well as laying the foundations for Unloc.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's the best time to do it. And we tell young people this, that whilst you're on your educational journey, there's time. There's opportunity to take risks, to try new things, to do stuff that you wouldn't otherwise do.
Did you ever see it becoming your full-time job? Did you know that deep in your soul, well, this is what I'm doing, so I'm not going to be applying for jobs or applying to uni because I know that I'm not going to stop. So
I think I probably did deep down inside, because as soon as I started peeling back the layers of what was actually out there to help young people to drive change in this country, it became clear that the ecosystem was really quite fragile, and that there was so much to do. It's a life's work. And it probably will be for me.
And it'll be a legacy that you'll leave for others to hopefully,
I hope so.
I hope some toes crossed.
Can see myself in 50 years from now still writing grant bids and trying a bit. No, hopefully life will be a bit easier by then.
You'll be like Steph Notowski. You're just like, you'll never actually stop. Never, ever, ever actually stop.
Steph is stopping more than I'd like him to. I keep saying, Steph, you need to work more. And
no way, I keep saying the opposite.
Oh no, like, we're pulling in different directions. No, he's so talented. I'm sorry to Liz, his wife, but I think he needs to do some more.
No. He keeps doing, because he kept saying to me, I'm going to do less. I'm going to do less, and then he'd announce something else, and then announce that, and then he's just announced that he's sort of joined Fairways.
To be fair to him, it's the right decision. But there are people you meet in life that they have an abundant energy to connect with people.
And belief in all generations. Like
100%.
He is a huge inspiration to me, and the way he took me under his wing at Shape in Portsmouth was just unforgettable. You can't forget that kind of thing. And I know that now, is it Tom Lloyd? Oh, love that man.
He's incredible.
He's awesome, and he was really kind to us. I remember like reaching out to him early this year actually, and just being like, please can I pick your brains? And there was no hesitation whatsoever on having a good old cup of tea and a natter. But that's real full circle for you, right? Because he worked at Portsmouth College when you were a student.
He was a vice principal.
It was, and now he works at Unloc.
There's been a few of those kind of weird full circle moments, and even the principal after Steve, Simon Barrable, has done some stuff with us, and working alongside them rather than kind of being a student within that organisation has been, it's a weird change of dynamic, but I think it also like proves that our mission is compelling enough if we're if we built it to the point where somebody's willing to not just be a receiver of that program, like Tom was as a vice principal at the college, supporting that delivery to students at the college, to actually being fully invested in it, then something must be resonating.
Yeah, you're like, I must be doing something right.
Yeah. But Tom is an absolute legend, and we're very lucky to have people who bring deep experience into our work.
Yeah, and that expertise, but just that genuine passion as well. It's not just about pushing paper around and ticking boxes. It's that 100%. Genuine desire. At what point with Unloc, after launching and starting that delivery element, at what point, did you have a moment where you were like, oh my God, we're actually doing this? This is our life now.
Yeah. There's been so many of those. There's been so many of those moments where you're like, we've made it. Yeah. And then the next challenge comes along and the next ambition comes along and suddenly the goalpost moves again. But and I don't think we'll ever make it. I think we're always making progress, but I'm not sure there's a defined end place for what we're doing. It's a big cultural challenge that we're taking on. Yeah. But when was that first moment that we were like, yeah, we've made it? And I think it's probably when we took on our first full-time employee.
Really?
Yeah. And had somebody other than us who were kind of just doing 2 hours between A-level classes.
Did you finish your A-levels?
I did.
In amongst it all,
I did, yeah.
Well done,
I nearly didn't.
Yeah.
So I had a job in the summer of in between my AS and A-level year. So in between those 2 years, I had a job in London, which was an amazing job. I loved it, working for a startup, and I loved the whole startup scene and the vibes.
Oh, especially in London, it's like a completely different kettle of fish, isn't it?
It's a whole different ballgame. This is pre-COVID, where everybody clocked out at 5 o'clock and went for a beer together, and like the startup scene felt like the startup scene. So I very nearly didn't go back and do my A-level year, and I very nearly didn't continue Unloc at that moment in time, because I had that opportunity of
staying in London,
taking a traditional kind of career path.
Well, thank the Lord that didn't happen.
It taught me a lot, and I'll be forever grateful for that opportunity.
Is that business still going, or
and doing some amazing things as well. But I'm really grateful I had the experience, but it probably wasn't the right opportunity for me.
Long term.
It wouldn't have given me the fire in my belly in the same way that what I do now does.
Unloc does.
Yeah.
And I know that not all of your work is now Pompey based, right? So Pompey, born and bred, not just you, but Unloc, and you continue to do so much in the city. I think far more than people realise as well. But you then did branch outside of the city. Is it Cambridge?
Yeah, we've got teams in London and Leeds, and we do a lot of stuff in Cambridgeshire as well. Yeah. So we've got quite a wide footprint
and
now.
Was that a conscious decision from you, or was it kind of by accident? Was it a funder? Was it the government connections? How did that happen?
It was definitely a conscious decision, but if I'm honest, I felt like I had no choice, because I just felt like what was out there wasn't doing justice to what young people deserved.
Wow.
And in the same way, I kind of felt that when we first started, when I was looking at the world at age 16, I still feel that to this day. And I'm kind of like, well, if other people aren't going to pick up the mantle, then I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do it.
But I'm proud of being a Pompey export.
Yeah, of course.
We started here, our heart's here, my family's here, my girlfriend's here, who grew up one road away from me in North End.
Aww. How long have you been together?
We've been together, oh God, she's going to kill me for this. I think it's 10 and a half years.
No way. Yeah. And so why is she still a GF and not a...
2027, we're getting married.
Are you? So you are engaged?
We are engaged. Aww. So I probably should say fiancé, but it feels weird.
It
feels weird as a phrase. I haven't quite got used to that.
And to achieve just so much. I mean, you're not even 30. You're not even close to 30, really, are you?
I'm getting there.
27?
I'm 29.
Are you?
Yeah. I'm 30. I've got 10 months left
10 months
of my 20s.
Right. Okay.
So I'm just going to go crazy
Yeah,
over
do
these
it.
next
Do
10 months.
it,
I'm
do
going to
it.
live up my 20s as much as I can.
We look forward to those social media posts.
My pre-30
Marriage,
breakdown,
babies.
and
Midlife crisis.
midlife crisis
I do
is
think
coming.
that it comes earlier for our generation, my generation and your generation. I think the old school thing was that the midlife crisis hits like around 40, but I definitely think it hits around 30 now. I've witnessed, I'm 38, and so I did witness men and women in my friendship groups.
And some of that's driven by unhelpful expectations that we have of ourselves, but also other people place on us. Like we've grown up with social media being like, and I'm not one of those people who wants to pin everything on social media.
Like the blame, but
but it certainly has been a big part of it. Like people's expectations for where they should be when they're 30 is just entirely different to what it used to look like.
And there's that thing of people sort of comparing each other. And so well, wow. I mean, are you getting married in Pompey? Is the wedding in Pompey? Or are you going abroad?
I'm going abroad for it. I just want some warm weather. And you never know in the UK. Like you can schedule a wedding for the middle of August.
And it can absolutely pour down.
Exactly.
Where are you going?
We're going to Malta.
Amazing. I love Malta.
Which is where we had our first proper holiday. So it's like a coming home for us, I guess.
Have you ever been to Malta at Christmas?
I've not.
Oh, it's the best.
Is it?
Yeah, I think we've done 3 Christmases in Malta.
Really?
It's so good because it's a Catholic country. So the Christmas lights are on a whole different level, the Christmas market, and it's still warm. It's warm enough that you can go to the beach on Christmas Day.
Do you know what?
Do it, book it.
I'm going to do it.
Do it.
I need to. And there's a cool connection as well with Pompey. So although I'm not getting married in Pompey, Valletta, the capital city, is now twinned with Pompey, and the mayor of Valletta is going to be the person that marries us. So, so there's going to be a little Pompey connection in there, and a lot of people from Pompey there as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, naturally. Amazing. And so, will you stay in Malta for your honeymoon?
I don't know yet.
Jet somewhere else, maybe.
Not sure. We've got a couple of years, or just under 2 years.
Oh my God, you say that, it's just going to fly by.
I know,
isn't it?
I know. The bank account will be decimated over the next 2 years.
100%. And then comes babies and it'll be even more decimated.
Yeah, it's reality of life.
Reality of life, the circle of life. But and then obviously you've just moved into Leeds as well with the business, right? Which is, and what was the decision behind that?
So we have always wanted to focus on communities of disadvantage. Right. So wherever we've set up an Unloc hub is where there's been local need, where we've got existing partners that we're already working with, and where young people tell us it's valuable. So it ticked all 3 boxes in Leeds. And we'd also been doing some brilliant work in Yorkshire and the Humber and in right at the top of England, and it involved an awful lot of train journeys. So we didn't have people embedded in those communities. And that's not the best way to do things. Right? I want people in their communities delivering our programs
that understand, that maybe know who's who and can develop those relationships. No, that makes so much sense. So I mean, just the trajectory, and when you lay it all out on what you've achieved, and really in the grand scheme of things, it's not a long period of time, and I'm sure that the years have just flown by.
They have. Scary.
It is, it really is, but it's incredible, it's epic.
And so much to do though. I feel like we've only just gotten started, which is kind of crazy saying that kind of over 10 years in, but we kind of just feel like we're
found your groove.
We found our groove, like we're on the tipping point, hopefully, of something bigger. And there's still so many young people we don't have the ability to reach.
It's an interesting one because I feel that you have really worked hard to define and refine what you do, and stuck to your guns on what it is that you're really, really passionate about. And I feel that and I think Leah, this will resonate with, Leah's over there, as always, of course, that when you step into the realm of working with young people, you can get pulled into so many different directions because there's so much work that needs to be done. You'll be pulled into doing, mentoring or youth hub type
Mm.
vibe or da 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 da. And I found myself really, especially where we've just hit that 1 year mark, reflecting and having to have like a serious word with myself on what's going on.
Yeah.
Where did we start? Why did we start? And what do we want to be known for? And I feel like you've done that and achieved that so well. But were there moments in the first few years where you could see things becoming disjointed because you were being pulled in so many different directions?
100%. The reality of the need to keep money coming in, to keep the lights on, and to keep the wider vision going does sometimes mean that you take stuff on that doesn't neatly fit with your vision. And I have deep compassion for people that find themselves in those realities. Yes, you should have that word with yourself and say, does this fit with the mission? Is it the right thing to do? But sometimes, things are a means to an end, and they might not neatly fit with your vision, but they could unlock a whole world of opportunities.
No pun intended.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, I think if you're finding yourself in that place, be compassionate to yourself and understand that sometimes
stick to what you know, kind of thing.
Well, stick to what you know, but equally, if you find, if you think it's the right opportunity, even if it's not a perfect fit, sometimes it's worth giving it a go.
And just feeling it out.
Exactly.
What's out of all the programs that you have, I know that one of our young people is just so incredibly grateful and fortunate to have received an Unloc grant, and that is going to send him into a stratosphere of just even more awesomeness. So thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Of all the programs that you have developed and that you do deliver, which one kind of has your heart and soul?
It's a great question. There's two. Can I cheat and have two? So one is like an in college program, and it's called Lead On. And it's about helping young people find the thing that they're passionate about, helping them connect to purpose, and then develop a change-making project. So I love the Lead On program. I think it does wonders for people. God, there's so many. We have 8 programs in total, so it's really hard to pick a favourite. But the other project that we have that is awesome is the Changemaker grants, and you mentioned it, because I think small amounts of money
makes so much difference.
Such a difference. And do you know what? It's not the money. I'm convinced it's not the money. The money helps, but the thing that's the game changer is somebody giving you the money. It's the self-belief.
Well, we know how that feels, right?
100%.
When a sponsor or a funder or whatever, they say, yeah, we get it. We get what you're trying to do. It does something inside of your soul. And I don't think that ever gets old or boring. Whether it's 250 quid or £10,000, it will always make you go,
someone believes in you.
So as a young person, wow, it's life-changing.
It can be, because for a lot of the young people we're supporting with those Changemaker grants, it's not a lot of money, it's up to £1,000, that they haven't been given that self-belief from other elements of their life, and they haven't necessarily got the resource to be able to afford to take risks in the same way that other people can do in society. So those small investments, those small amounts of money, to say to a young person, we believe in your potential to give this idea a go, whether it's a community project, a business, whatever it is, that can be a game changer. I think it was a game changer for me.
And that network as well, right, that Unloc have got. I mean, I know with Oakley in particular, who's a recipient of it, we had a meeting down at Unloc, and Jessica, I believe it was, Jess, she was like, oh, by the way, we've also spoken to so-and-so, who's a guy who's created his own like skateboarding type business. That's not my genre of interest at all, so I can't name
You're
names.
not a skater?
I'm not.
Oh,
no,
disappointing.
Never tried. I would fall on my butt. But Oakley's eyes like lit up because he knew who that person was. He knew the name of that business. And it was just, it's not just the money, and it's not just the confidence and the leading them down this new path. It's that network as well that you bring to the table, which is 100%. Priceless, isn't it?
It was the mentors that support that young person. It's the connectivity that means that they can bring that idea to life. The reality is there's still a lot of nepotism in this country, and there's a lot of success born out of who you know and the family connections you have and the people in your immediate network. And we're trying to help young people who don't have that. Yeah, they just don't have it. They don't have those networks to help 100%. Them develop them.
And I think that's important for all generations. Especially in Pompey, if you know people, if you can put someone in touch with somebody, just do it. Like, why wouldn't you want to? Just do it.
Well, we lift everybody up that way.
Yeah. What would be your one piece of advice? I'm only going to let you have one this time, not two.
That's tough. I can already tell this is going to be a tough question.
This is not going to end well. What would your one bit of advice be for the next generation as they're coming up now? Those 17, 18-year-olds that are actually, I think they've got it even harder than I had it and harder than you had it because of the political landscape and just everything that's going on in our communities. Pompey has really high numbers of NEET, so that's young people not in education, employment or training. The stats are sad. What's your piece of advice? What's your golden nugget?
Great question. I was actually asked this recently, and I've got it down to 3 things, but I will do my best to try and get it to one.
Come on.
The first one is
practice.
So. I have thought about it a little bit. The first is be curious.
Yes.
The world is changing rapidly. Jobs are changing rapidly. I know that sounds cliche, and young people are bored of hearing it, but curiosity and people nurturing curiosity will be the differentiator, I think, between people who smash it in their careers.
And when you say curiosity in that way, putting that into like physical terms, you mean, right, so if you've got an idea or you've got a thought process or maybe you want to learn about something, do that.
Yeah. 100%.
Do it. Pick up
give it a go. Try things.
Young people today are really lucky that they do have everything at it's a blessing and a curse, right? They've got everything at the tip of their fingers. I was saying to a young person the other day, have you applied for any jobs since I saw you a week ago? No. And I'm like, well, but what? I had to physically hand out CVs. You can wake up in the morning and just tap a few buttons. Tap a few buttons, just do it. But if you are curious about what would a job in IT look like, tap away.
Give it a go. Ask somebody. Find people.
Read about it.
Even if you have got no networks, there are people willing to give up their time. People are generally willing to support people with discovering what a career in XYZ looks like or what it's like to have this kind of job. So I think being curious is about saying, if you're interested in something, give it a go, test it, try it. Don't let those self-limiting beliefs get in the way of you giving something a go.
So don't stop at the notion of curiosity.
Take it into action. Curiosity is useless if you don't do anything about it. If you just sit there asking why all the time and then not doing anything with it, then
you're never gonna know.
You'll never know. But I think if curiosity with intent and curiosity with action is the one success factor that I see in all of the most brilliant, talented entrepreneurs that sit around me. There are far more successful people in my network than me. And they're all deeply curious. They always want to learn new things, test things out, try things, experiment, fail, learn, grow. People who can do that are those that are going to succeed in an age of constant upheaval, which is the world we live in.
And I think as well is maybe not getting, if your curiosity leads down a path that may be a no or a negative, it's not then feeding into that. It's moving on to the next thing that you're curious about. If
it's a no or it doesn't work out, that's a great learning outcome. Some of the best things that have gone wrong have been the best things to happen to me.
Because they lead somewhere, right?
Well, they lead somewhere. They tell you you're either not very good at it or that you need people around you. Like my first year in business, like me and accounts, they're not brilliant together. I can scrutinize budgets at a high level, but I literally turned up to our accountant's office with like a black bin liner of receipts, and I like chucked it on his desk and was like, "Good luck." You know what I mean? Like but that taught me something. In failing to do that task well, I learned that is not my bag, and now I have somebody
up at one point in the year, and it's just really, really painful.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I get that. What would you say is the most politely rebellious thing you've ever done?
Oh, politely rebellious.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough.
I know, right?
So something I've done to help me. What does politely rebellious mean to you?
So for me, it means, it's hope, and it's sometimes going against the norm, but without breaking the law or hurting other people. So I think most recently for me, it's been pivoting career, right? So I've gone from working in the corporate world 13 years, nice steady income, to then going, I don't want to do that anymore. I really want to just completely pivot and do something that I'm really passionate about.
Gosh, I think every day we're probably politely rebellious then.
100%, yeah.
Because we're trying to change an education system and a youth work system that's pretty much stayed static for 100 years. So we're constantly being rebellious. There's been a ton of times, and one more recently, a year or two ago, where a much larger organisation was keen to kind of take over a program that we were kind of nurturing and emerging, you know, and it was supporting young people. As in
collaborate with you, or
I think they kind of wanted to own it.
Idea.
Well, I don't know if stealing the idea is, but I think they wanted to have greater ownership over it. Okay. But that would have taken it in a completely different direction.
Yeah.
So the politely rebellious thing that we did is said, we're just going to create our own thing, and it's going to be bigger, it's going to be better, and we're going to convince people that they should take part in it.
Sweet.
And that's what we did.
Well done.
And I think we've got, you know, hundreds of young people signed up to that program now.
Amazing.
But there's so many examples of where I think we're politely rebellious.
And I think a lot of the times when people make politely rebellious decisions, it comes from that type of thing where it's in your gut. So external voices and, you know, logic might sometimes be telling you to take a certain path with something, but your gut instinct's going, oh no, that
doesn't feel right.
No, it don't feel right.
100%. This is just giving me like flashbacks, that interview with Theresa May, you know, when she's asked about the most rebellious thing that she does, and she talks about running through the wheat fields or whatever, and it's like the most unrelatable example ever. I'm glad you clarified that it's legal things that...
that's just given me flashbacks now of actually running through a cornfield at my best friend's hen do. This was like 10 years ago. And me and her other best friend just jumping up in the cornfield singing.
It sounds like great fun.
It was really good fun. So, right, we're going to take it down a notch, and I'm going to ask you some quick fire questions. No right or wrong answers.
Go for it.
Operations or strategizing?
Strategizing.
Yeah. Is it like your favourite thing to do?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's my favourite. I've had to learn to be good at it.
Yeah.
Because I love being close to the work on the ground.
Yeah.
And hearing what's happening and how we're approaching it, and what young people are engaging, and so it's really hard to sometimes remove myself from it, because
you've got to focus on a year from now, 2 years from now, and what that bigger picture continues to evolve into. Yeah,
it's a necessity, and I've grown to love it.
That's really cool. I love that. Beer or wine?
Oh my God, I love both. But I'm on a keto diet at the moment.
Oh, are you?
So I basically can't have either.
Your wedding's not for ages.
Yeah, I know. I've got time.
You've got to come off that if you're going to enjoy the last 10 months of your 20, surely.
This is true, yeah. It's a short term. I've lost over a stone in 4 weeks.
Well done.
It's insane. So
that's crazy.
I'll lose a bit of weight, and then I'll put it all back on again with all the wine and beer.
Think about it again.
Yeah, exactly. Come back to question. These are supposed to be quick fire, aren't they?
It's fine. We always end up digressing.
I would say probably beer.
Yeah.
But just
slightly.
Just
slightly. Footy or rugby?
Football.
Yeah. Who's your go-to team?
Pompey, of course.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do you ever go to games?
Occasionally. I don't have a season ticket, but I dip in and out, and I watch it at home.
When it comes to holidaying, are we going somewhere hot or somewhere cold?
Hot always.
Yeah.
preference.
Do you tan?
Not very well.
No.
I'm freckly, so I just become
my
one
husband's the
giant
same.
freckle. But the goal for me is to get so many freckles that they all join up, and
then you look tan.
I just become an entirely different colour at that point in time. But we'll see.
And you've obviously mentioned Malta as being one of your favourite places and the venue for the wedding. Is there like a dream destination for you that's like on your bucket list?
Oh wow, Japan.
Yeah. Tokyo.
All of it.
Yeah.
I want to.
Someone else, Josh Robinson, said that as well, didn't he?
Oh, you've had
Tokyo.
Josh?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I've been to Tokyo, and Leo had just come back from Tokyo, I think, when Josh came in.
Has he been yet?
Yeah. No, I don't. I think that's where he's going for his honeymoon.
Oh really? I was about to say I'm going to hook up with Josh and we're going to go to Tokyo. But now I know he's going on his honeymoon. I'm not sure he'd be up for that.
Bachelor party thing.
Yeah, we could.
That would be epic.
We could do a stag.
Because when we went to Tokyo, me, my husband, and our son went. I think we went for his maybe 10th or 11th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
But there were so many cool areas of Tokyo that we didn't get to see because we had our son with us. We agreed that for our son's 21st, we're going to go back to Tokyo.
That sounds amazing.
Yes, it would make the best place for a bachelor
I'd love to do it. That or South Korea.
Yeah.
Just culturally very different.
Yeah, it's like a different world.
I kind of want to experience it.
Yeah, cool. I love that. And last question.
Go for
it. Your last meal, if hopefully we never find you in a situation where you're being asked.
This is my death row meal.
Death row meal.
It's a bit morbid actually when you think about it.
It's a bit morbid, isn't it? I've never asked that question either before. So sorry about that.
No, you're good.
But what would your last meal be?
Lasagna. No doubt in my mind.
Homemade, or have you got a restaurant that does it?
Do you know what this is? I love Lidl's lasagna.
Do you?
And it's super
like
cheap.
Made, like
yeah, it's awful for you. But like honestly, like it's red on all of those stickers. Red. And I pick it up and I'm like, I really shouldn't do this.
Do you cook it in the oven though?
Yeah. I could eat the whole tray.
It just goes sloppy, doesn't it?
Anyone who's putting a lasagna in a microwave deserves to be on death row. You know, that is outrageous.
Do you have fries on the side? Are you a lasagna with chips or salad?
Garlic bread every time. Garlic bread. Although at the moment I can't have either, which is very sad.
Sad times.
I know.
Say goodbye to keto, honestly.
But come Christmas.
You've lost the stone, and that's amazing. So well done, you.
Thank you.
Well, I honestly have literally, it feels like a privilege to have been an outsider watching your journey.
Oh, bless you.
Back from the early days, and to see how far you've come, and just knowing that for Unloc with you and Ben behind it and all of your wonderful team members now, it genuinely is about the young people.
100%.
And the passion.
And I think sometimes we can be a little bit misunderstood because we don't do so much of that stuff. Yeah. And we're not with young people every day in the way that we used to be.
Yeah. But you're not, because you're you're strategizing.
Yeah.
But you have an array of wonderful people that are.
100%. And at the heart of everything we do, when we're stuck in an office, when we're meeting with funders, when we're getting businesses on board, at the heart of everything is us taking ourselves back to 10-year-old Hayden.
Yeah.
And
selling
what it felt like to not feel like I had a voice at that moment in time to being where I am today.
Yeah, I love it. And we're so lucky to have you here in Pompey, and thank you.
Great to be here. I love it.
Yeah, good.
Great city to be in.
It really is. And just thank you so much for coming along today. I really
Pleasure.
appreciate it.
I want to come back.
Yay.
After I've been to Tokyo.
After you've been to Tokyo, once the wedding's done.
Yeah.
Once you're grey from babies.
Exactly. I want to crash Josh Robinson's honeymoon now. I feel like that's got to be that's an objective. is to get Josh to invite me to his honeymoon to Japan.
That's the task.
That's Josh, if you're watching.
Invite required. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me.